Any flies done got to him. Well, good morning, Bobby Lee here from Hurricane Creek Farms. We are back. We are back in town. Had a nice little week away. Had a good time, a lot of family time, but glad to be back as always. You see, we got a pretty overcast day. We actually had some pretty good weather while we were gone. Just dumped about, well, just a hair over 2 inches out of the gauge. So that was a blessing. A little more rain in the forecast for today, and a high only in the mid 70s, which is wild, especially you go back and watch that last video where we were, you know, heat index was like 112 or something, heat advisories. But we can sit here and talk about it, or we can be about it. We're gonna go ahead and get some stuff done. And yeah, thank y'all for coming along. Give the video a thumbs up. Smokey said, feed me. There you go, girl. But yeah, I think I mentioned it in the last video. Buddy PJ watched over stuff for us while we were gone. Didn't run into any major issues, so or really any issues at all. So appreciate that. We're gonna take back over the herd checks this morning, and then kind of weather depending, because again, there is a chance of rain today. We're gonna get back to getting some other projects and whatnot done. But in typical fashion, well, Smokey finished her milk in less than 5 seconds. But also in typical fashion, we don't know what all we're gonna get into. So that's why y'all are watching. We'll see. All right, and got the bull there fed. I actually talked to my buddy Nick last night, just real briefly, just a few text messages. Getting ready to go ahead and sell his bull there. Probably gonna sell one of the Brangus bulls as well. And, you know, so get them hauled. But the bullpen's not gonna be empty, because that's another project we need to get done today. Bulls have been in, well, worse bulls, now it is just bull in with our heifers up the road for 2 months now, so it's time to get him out. We were just a few days behind, a week or so behind here at home with the Brangus bulls going in with the cow herd, so we'll probably wait about a week before we pull them out. But yeah, that's another reason why we were glad to get back in town, because just from a timing standpoint, need to get that done. Pulling up down here to check on the other calves. Just like seeing the mud holes. Hadn't had those in a little while. Check the actual gauge over here. So we had right at 2 inches there at home. Ooh, we got, it's gonna be like 2.6, 2.7 here. So yeah, even more rain. So that is, yeah, really nice. Remember last summer, of course, we had a, you know, we weren't, I don't even want to use the word drought, the D word, for this year, but last summer we really were mired in a pretty bad drought. Then we go out of town, basically about the same length of time, and it finally rains while we're gone. So, same thing happened this summer. We had gone 2 or 3 weeks without a good rain. We leave town for a week, and it rains, well, pretty much over 2 inches everywhere. So, there comes that crew. Grass still looks good. Wasn't sure. We let them in this pasture, well, the day we left, and so I was hoping it would hold them, and PJ wouldn't have to worry about rotating pastures while we were gone, and looks like that held true. So we'll get over and get a head count, and yeah, our next big objective would be cut the bull out from there, or keep the bull pinned up, let all the rest of them out, and we may go get a trailer and haul him home, or he'll be pulled off these heifers. $39 head right here, which means we are 21 short. So we'll go see if we can find the rest of them. They've got access to, of course, this field right here, all this pasture, but then the next pasture back through the woods, they have access to as well. There's pretty good grazing back there. Tell you what, they absolutely wore out that Vitaferm heat mineral that we put out the other day. See, there's just some of the old mineral still caked in the bottom there. So bull is in here. Assuming we get him sorted off and go back and get the truck and trailer, we'll throw a bag or two of mineral on there and fill that back up. But so far so good here. Just need to find those other 20 or so head. Well, as they take off and run over the ridge, looks like the rest of them will get a head count, be sure that is 21 of them, and then we will have herd checks on this farm done. Indeed, that is all 21 of them, so everything is just perfect down here on this farm, including more rain than we even thought we might have gotten. I say perfect. Need to get rid of these thistles. Of course, was it last video? I think it was last video when I broke that tip off the boom on our little sprayer in the back of the side-by-side. That part did come in. We might get to that today. We might end up getting caught up this afternoon and coming back down here and working on that. Not planning on it, but within the next few days we got to do that for those things go to seed. But sorry y'all missed out on breakfast. Y'all's routine I know has been messed up. I think PJ, just with his schedule, was easier for him to check them in the afternoons. But we're back on morning checks now. I'll see y'all at the feed bunk in the morning. Now we see if we can let a bunch of these calves out while keeping Big Daddy in here. So, of course, the problem being they like to be in here because they're thinking, oh, he's back. Is he going to give us more feed? And then two, now we've got those 21. They're coming up here, they're like, oh my God, let us in so we can get fed. So this might not work that well. In fact, I may be better off trying to walk him over into there. Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be the case, especially, again, given that we've got these extras that are all of a sudden going to want in here as well. Go on, big boy. Go on, big boy. Go on, big boy. Go on. Go on, big boy. Okay, so this is going remarkably well. I basically just got to get these 4 heifers cut back and leave him in here and go get a truck and trailer. No, don't go up there. Now, if I was trying to load them, they would have never made that turn the first try. It's just the laws of nature. They would, if I wanted them to do that, they would have never done it. There we go. Oh, girl. She's confused. He's confused. She'll go home. Go on, baby. Go on, baby. There we go. There we go. All right, so we do have to be sure we get him secured where he'll stay in there for, I don't know, 30 minutes or so it'll take us to run home, hook up the truck and trailer, probably air up at least 1 tire on the trailer, and drive back down here. But it's gonna be our plan. Yeah, breeding season is over here. I hope all you ladies are pregnant. Go on, dude. Go on, dude. They're gone. He's been on a trailer a few times. Okay, so we got that old boy loaded up and headed back home. PJ, which he just lives right around the corner from us, he happened to be driving by right as we were getting ready to load him up, so he pulled in and helped us out. But yeah, I was looking at my dates. We turned the bulls in on May the 3rd. Today's July the 9th. 67 days. Of course, we normally aim for 60-day breeding season. And technically, those heifers went without a bull for a week when both of them were hurt. So that's really not how that works, where we now call it it's a 60-day breeding season. But yeah, 67 days. You know, one of the reasons we wanted to get back in town was to go ahead and get that bull pulled out before he stayed in there any longer. When we're marketing these heifers, we want to be able to tell everybody, hey, this is when they're bred, you know, this is when they're going to calve, and you don't want that to be, you know, any longer than it has to be. Now, of course, the flip side of that is the longer the bull's in with them, you know, the better chance he should have of having a higher percentage of them bred. But if you could have them all bred in a 60-day window, or a 75-day window. You'd rather it be the 60-day window every time. But anyway, we'll get this boy home, get him settled in, and just start watching the weather, see what it's going to do like usual, before we can decide what else we may get accomplished today. All right, big boy, welcome back home. All right, so he is back in there. I don't want to say he's with his buddy because I don't know, maybe they'll be buddies now because they don't have puppies to fight over. But actually, I'm opening this up, they can come in here, they can get down this grass that's grown up. Make sure these gates are secure. We'll get that trailer unhooked. And yeah, it didn't take long for the smack talking to come about, which kind of brings up a good point. Of course, we don't need the bull for 10 months now, basically. Any bulls. Probably need to go ahead and get rid of the other bull. I mean, we're getting rid of him anyway. He's no longer has a breeding purpose or function. No sense in letting him hang around where just A, we're having to feed him and it's costing us money. But B, especially because of our setup being a small operation, we don't have a way to really house them separately. Not an easy way to do it. And so if he's going to beat up on the other bull, you know, that's definitely a bad, you know, scenario. So I don't know. Now they don't really have anything to fight over. I imagine he's going to assert his dominance real quickly. That younger bull's submissive. Hopefully that'll be the end of it. Well, the Wonderground app people are doing it again. 100% chance of rain. Which, you know, last weekend it did that to us, and we were really, I won't say desperately in need of a rain, but we really needed a rain. Well, today the opposite. You know, we're not going to wish away a summertime rain ever, because you know, we're never very far away from being in a drought again this time of year. But you know, we just had a couple inches of rain. We really don't need any rain right now. Today will be the day that, oh yeah, it says 100%, and we'll actually get it. We'll get another 2 inches. So we're gonna have to keep a watch on that. Don't know. I think it's still expected to be a couple hours away. So I don't know. Tempted to put the sprayer back on the side-by-side and start working on that again. Replacing that tip, being sure all that is right. We still hadn't even checked the cows here at home though, so that's gonna be the next thing we do. Things look to be in good shape out here. Cows definitely enjoying this cooler morning. Must have had a fair bit of wind when that rain moved through. I think it was Thursday night, maybe again on Friday night. After talking to PJ, may have gotten rain both those nights. But got some limbs down. Again, out of the sycamore over there, and then so we got one down over here too. I don't know if you can really tell, but it's kind of set into like a little light misty rain, so not really conducive to doing a whole lot outside. I was gonna go ahead and put the sprayer back in the side-by-side, place that tip, and you know, do a little spraying for a couple of hours, because the real like heavy chance of rain's not till kind of like early to mid-afternoon. But yeah, I don't really want to put the sprayer in there. I'm just gonna set into raining, because then it's kind of, I don't know, I'd rather the sprayer not be in there for just routine chores and whatnot. If I'm gonna put it in there, I want to be able to use it, I guess, is the easier, simpler way of saying that. I don't know, we're gonna go in the house for a little while, see what this does the rest of the day, and may get something accomplished at some point. All right, it's nearly 7 o'clock. It has been raining all day. It started raining about 11:30 this morning.
Yeah.
But Dad, they got a calf. It's got a swollen navel. He's actually, say he's been nursing, hadn't been acting sick. But we want to go ahead and treat him, because once he starts acting sick, it's probably too late. Trick number one is going to be getting our hands on him. Once we get that done, we should be able to get a shot in him.
Wait.
Any flies done got to him.
You got maggots on it?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll go ahead and give him this.
You ain't got nothing for flies, do you?
Not on me. They ain't terrible, but. Okay, so actually had a little bit of fly strike. Wasn't as bad as I thought it was at first. Treated with antibiotic. Unfortunately, we don't have any insecticide, fly spray, anything. So, do that tomorrow. Get that on him, but yeah, before anybody even mentions it, we know that's why we don't like to have calves this time of year, but hey.
Early fall calf.
Yeah, it's calling him an early fall calf as opposed to a late spring calf, but anyway, but yeah, I think we rode back here all the way. We're what, a mile from the house on the very back of this place, mile and a half. It finally quit raining by the time we got back here, so at least don't have to ride back in the rain. But had over 2 inches already today. But I think Kayla wants to go out to eat, so we better get out of here, get back to the house. Y'all check back with us next time. Who knows what we'll be doing. Y'all eat beef and God bless. So this fancy new rain gauge, what it does, so the inner cylinder holds up to 1 inch. So we've gotten over 1 inch. Then what we have to do, I'm gonna have to set the camera down here. Yeah, there we go. Then we can dump. And obviously it's not done raining, but I wanted to go ahead and come out here and check, so. Ooh. It's gonna be 0.95. We're at 1.95 inches today. And as you can see, it's still raining. Looking at the radar, it shouldn't be raining a whole lot longer, but probably safe to go ahead and say we're gonna end up with over 2 inches for today.